Compliment what she does. Send her roses just because. If it's violin she loves, let them play. Dedicate her favorite song and hold her closer all night long. Love her today, find 100 ways. Don't forget there could be an old lover in her memory. If you need her so much more, why don't you say? Maybe she has it in her mind that she's just wasting her time. Ask her to stay, find 100 ways. Being cool won't help you keep a love warm. You just blow your only chance. Take the time to open up your heart. That's the secret of romance. Sacrifice if you can. Buy her some moonlight to wear. If it's one more star she wants, go away. In your arms tonight, she'll reflect that she owes you the sweetest of deaths. If she wants to pay, find 100 ways. In your arms tonight, she'll reflect that she owes you the sweetest of deaths. If she wants to pay, find 100 ways. You better believe it. Oh, love her today. Find 100 ways. I'm telling you to love her today. Find 100 ways. Oh, love her, love her, love her. 100 ways. Yeah. You got to love her today. Find 100 ways. Love her today. Won't you find 100 ways? Yeah.
Tick tock. Tick tock. That's another second. That's another second. That's another second. The point I'm trying to make this morning is simply this. Time will not stop for you. Time won't stop for you. Which makes every second in your life valuable. Every second, every moment of our life is expensive. The reason why it's expensive is because you can never get it back. No matter how you go and you try to correct things, change things, you won't get that time back. You won't get that second back. Take pride in what you do every second of the day. Take pride in what you do every second of the day. See value in yourself every second of the day. No matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, no matter where you're going, always know that you are valuable. Always know that you have moments that is so expensive that not everybody can afford them. Not a love relationship, not a job, not a friend, there are people that's around us that does not, cannot afford our times, our seconds. So be careful who you give them to, who you are pro bono in people's lives. You're giving your seconds away. You're giving your minutes away. You're giving your hours away. You're giving your days away, your weeks away, your months away, your years away. Pro bono. You can't just allow people to just sit in your lives for no reason. They must add value to you also. Yes, there are times that we have given ourselves. We've given of ourselves for free. There are people under the bridge that we can add to our lives and do stuff for that will bring us value, that will bring value to us. But then there are millionaires and zillionaires and people that have money and people and places and things that does not match up with the value of a homeless person. The hardest thing in life is I don't want to call it the hardest because actually it's the simplest. It's just that we refuse to do it. And that is to look in the mirror and see how valuable you are. Sometimes we look at the wrong things. Sometimes we look at the seconds that we've wasted. We looked at the days that we've wasted. We look at the weeks that we wasted, the years that we wasted, and at some point have devalued who we are. Not understanding that once you spent that valuable second, you get a chance to get a whole nother valuable seconds right afterwards. So just because one was wasted, understand that a payday is coming right behind it. The problem is, what do we do with that next valuable second, that next valuable moment, that next valuable day? What are you going to do with it? How are we going to handle it? How are we going to cross over with it? What are we going to get exchanged for it? Because here's one of the things you have to understand. You're going to, hey Jackie, good to have you this morning. you're going to have to exchange that second every time you have it in your hand. Once it's given to you, you give it away. Once you give it to you, you give. Once a new day is given to you, you give that day away. But what are you getting in return? What you're getting in return shows you the value that you see in yourself. Whether it's going to a job, because there are people that have accepted a job that's below who they really are. Now, don't get me wrong. Some people just want the job. And that's cool beans. If that's why you want to spend your seconds. But then there are people that's sitting on jobs, upset, frustrated, depressed, having anxiety attacks and all of this other stuff because they know that there is more in them than what they're giving out. They know that the exchange rate for their seconds, their minutes, their hours, their days is not equal to what they're getting. Value all. When you look in the mirror, tell yourself how valuable you are. Tell yourself how valuable you are. Tell yourself, show yourself how mean. Good morning, Michelle. Show yourself how meaningful your life is. And don't settle for anything less. No matter what you're doing, no matter where you are, no matter who's around you, do not settle for anything less. Now, if people want to pay you more, want to give you more, then let that happen. There's a scripture in the Bible that says it's better to be asked down. It's better to be asked up than to be asked down. Example is this: you in church one day, or you somewhere, and you go sit in a seat that you know is not your seat. It's embarrassing for somebody to come and say, "Excuse me, you're not supposed to be sitting. Can you move?" But it's one thing for you to be sitting in the back somewhere. Let's say you bought tickets to a concert. This has happened to me before a few times. We have bought tickets to a concert or to somewhere, an event, and I was more to the back. And the usher or somebody came and said, "Hey, do you want to sit closer? Do you want to sit closer?" Remember, find value in you. That moment in time, my value was that seat, that nosebleed seat. One time at the this year at the football game, my seats was way up in the nosebleed seats this year. I get a phone call from someone while I'm sitting in the nosebleed seats, and the person on the other end, he said, "I know you're at the game right now." He said, "I'm not coming to the game. Do you want my seats?" Sure. He texted me or emailed me the tickets for him. I left the nosebleed seats and went all the way 3 rows up from the football field. I had 3 rows in front of me, and it was the football field. I know what my value was, and I was sitting in my value seat, but got upgraded. Oh, this will preach real good right here. Sometimes you have to have people in your life that will upgrade you. Nothing that you're doing. You just You just who you are. You just being who you are. You're listening to Coffee and Conversation with your boy J-Man on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all the other platforms that we're on. Even Alexa. That's right. Alexa can make it do what it do.
Like a moth to a flame burned by the fire. My love is blind, can't you see my desire? That's the way love goes. That's the way love goes.
You're listening to Coffee and Conversation with your boy J-Man on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all the other platforms that we're on. Even Alexa can make it do what it do. One of the most dreadful things in radio is what we call dead silence, which is a moment of silence for no reason. Somebody didn't turn on the mic. Matter of fact, you all have experienced it, from what I understand. Some of you all experienced it last night, that there was dead silence on the show because of mic issues or whatever, or the mic wasn't turned on, or whatever the case may be. But each second of not being or not doing what needs to be done can cause people to walk away. When you are not where you're supposed to be or doing what you're supposed to do, the people who's supposed to see you won't, because you're not there. Ask yourself this question today. Ask yourself this question today. Am I where I'm supposed to be? If the answer is yes, then keep doing what you're doing. Of course, keep doing what you're doing. But if the answer is no, I want you to understand that there are other people that are missing out on what you have to offer because you're not there. Or because you're not there, you're missing the person that is supposed to add more to who you are. You have to remember that space and time gives you everything you need. What do I mean by space and time? Being in the right space at the right time gives you everything you need to be. When you know you're supposed to be somewhere and you're not, you are wasting your time. And you're holding up space in an area that you don't need to be in. You're wasting your time. Be, my friends, my listeners, go to where you're supposed to be. I recently visited a school in I guess that's the that's not the Kirkwood, that's the Bankhead area. Was doing some volunteering. Matter of fact, I'm supposed to be there today. Did some volunteering, and the person that gave us a tour of the school, he was one of the administrators at the school. And when he saw kids standing in the hall not doing anything, he told them to get where they're supposed to be. Because if they were outside in the hallways doing what we call lollygagging, that means the person who is being paid to upgrade their life, they're missing out on that information. They're missing out on the person who should be upgrading their lives. Get where you're supposed to be. If there's anything that I could tell you all this morning, I would be that administrator and tell you, get where you're supposed to be. If you're standing in a hallway, not doing anything, lollygagging, I would tell you, get where you're supposed to be. We're missing out. You're missing out. I'm missing out when I'm standing around in the wrong place. Get where you're supposed to be. Do what you're supposed to be doing. Learn what you're supposed to be learning. Teach what you're supposed to be teaching. Receive what you're supposed to be receiving. Give what you're supposed to be giving. There's a phrase that said, at the right time, in the right place at the right time. Some people say, they use that phrase when they just happen to be in, luck up on something. I'll just say blessed with something that just out of the blue. And they say, oh, I was just in the right place at the right time. That's where we need to be every single day, every single second of our lives. We need to be at the right place, in the right place at the right time. Every second of our day, in the right place at the right time. Period. Not letting anyone or anything throw us off focus. My brother did a show on his Facebook. My brother did a Facebook Live. And he was basically telling people to respect the hustle. Don't stop grinding. Success don't come just because it shows up one day. Success comes from hustling right then and there. You see that dead silence there? Don't let your seconds sound like that. Imagine if you could hear your seconds. Don't let your seconds sound like this, or your days or your weeks or your moments sound like this. Don't let it sound like that. Have something going on in your life every second of the day, every moment. But what if I'm asleep? That's the most valuable time of your life, is when you're resting. Rest sound louder than a concert when you're doing it right. Your body enjoy resting more than it does a concert. More than hanging out with people, more than buying things. Your body loves to rest. So it would sound like that to you. But to your body, rest sounds like being at a concert because it finds value in it. I know we're big on social media and we love our social media. Don't be so involved with social media that you're losing value of your seconds. These young people, their time and life is wasting away because they're wasting it on social media all day long. Now I could flip that and say there are other people that have maximized their moments that they spend on social media, that they're getting paid to be on social media. It's all about how you find value in your seconds. Tick, tock. Tick, tock. Tick, tock. There's another second. There's another second. There's another second. And each one of those seconds had value to it. What was the exchange rate you got for your seconds that you're getting for your seconds? What is the exchange rate? Thank you all so much for listening to Life After the Collar with your boy J-Man on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all the other platforms that we're on. Even Alexa can make it do what it do. I holla.